Hey, hello, David Weinberger. Thank you for joining us here after Secretary Clinton's speech. What do you take away from it? What's your reaction?
Almost entirely enthusiastic, excited, and just one terrifying bit. The rest of it, you know.
Okay.
And I really, I like the overall framing a lot. I think that adding freedom to connect as a fifth freedom to the Human Rights Charter is actually, now I'm not sure how literally she meant that, but that's how she talked about it. Is a big thing, and I'm not sure we're going to follow through with all of the conceivable implications of that, because if I have freedom to connect, and if it's that fundamental, then presumably the government should be providing connection, ensuring that there is connection. Nevertheless, to put it at that level, I think, is both right, and I'm not sure I would have thought that I would hear Secretary of State talking about the Internet in that way. It's a truly fundamental. So that was wonderful. The fact that we have been and we will continue to fund circumvention techniques and tools is also terrific. It's wonderful. I mean, we actually have our sort of hands, sleeves rolled up, and we're actually going to provide the sorts of tools, as well as, she said in passing, the training, something that we've often forgot is required, because we've assumed that if you just give people the tools, then of course they'll use them, they'll know how to use them, they'll want to use them, they'll see the value in using them, which isn't necessarily the case. So the sort of the quick mention that she made of also education and training, I think is really important and really exciting. The bit of it that I find really troubling is I actually don't really understand. I mean, I sort of do, but I don't understand why a Secretary of State feels the need to carry the water for Hollywood content people and raise the issue of IP and copyright enforcement at this level of address. And it's unsurprising but worrisome to me that would happen without any mention of copyright reform, which is, seemed to me, if you're going to talk about the need to enforce copyright, that you should in the same breath be noticing that copyright is really, really broken when it comes to the web, and is a force that works against the very sorts of things that the Secretary looks in favor of. And especially when the outcome of the need to enforce copyright and IP laws in this talk was, and so we must get beware of anonymity. Anonymity is bad. We must be able to hunt these people down. Then when she was asked, the very first question from the audience was in fact about anonymity, and her response was, I think, seemingly reasonable, which is, well, of course you have to strike a balance, because anonymity protects the sorts of free speech and speech critical of regimes that this is intended to support.
Can you just take 2 steps backwards, please?
You have to take 2 steps backwards without falling off stage.
Okay. Very well done.
I don't know how you strike a balance here. Either you put in place at a fairly low level the mechanisms you need in order to find out who is doing the downloading, who is engaging in this behavior online, or you don't. And if you do, then the difference between downloading, as far as I know, and maybe I'm technically wrong here, but as far as I know, there's no way of distinguishing, of preventing this tool from also being used to hunt down the people who are saying things that the government doesn't want being said. Taking away anonymity in order to support copyright claims has the consequence, as far as I know, and if I'm wrong, you know, I'll be very happy to learn how, has the consequence of taking away the anonymity that we need for free political speech. I don't know what it means to say we'll strike a balance there, and I'm interested in finding out.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.